Hello everyone. I am at Skooliepalooza and I am doing a live. And I told you I was going to do at least one live this month. I was going to announce it, but it's just been chaos. So I'm going to try to get this going. I am inside the van because right now it is insanely windy, and as you can see, it's been very sunny too. So I just kind of wanted to sit here and chit chat a little bit, talk to you guys about what's going on, and then as you guys kind of chime in, I'll answer some questions, I guess. So I think I'm gonna go for like a little bit. I'm just kind of, again, taking a break from the outside. The elements are very harsh right now. And yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. I have been traveling for a few weeks now, I think. I don't know. Everything runs together at this point. It has been super fun, and I know a lot of you have some questions about some things that have happened on some of my recent uploads. Hi, how are you? But yeah, so let's start with the elephant in the room. Actually, let me wait to start with the elephant in the room until a little bit later. Matilda, I actually left out of Texas and I came to New Mexico, then Arizona. New Mexico, I hit the top part of, super cold, by the way. If you're in the New Mexico area, I stayed in 9 degrees there. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. The coldest I have ever been in my van, and I'm still okay. So it did inspire me, however, though, that I need to do a video about how I stay warm in the van, and several of you have asked me. So you'll see kind of what I'm talking about that with an upcoming upload that's going to be very soon. But there's that. Then I came through Arizona. I came through the top part. I made it to the Grand Canyon. Again, I'll have a video about that very soon also. It's my happy place. I want to share it. And I did all that before I went to Quartzsite. I went to Quartzsite mainly so that I could go and check out the WRTR, but also so I could check out the Quartzsite area in general. Ooh, Wichita Falls. I love that. Yay, hi. So yeah, I went to Quartzsite for the first time. It was super cool. There's a lot of different things there, though, that I was not expecting to be there. I've seen tons of videos from different creators, but at the same time, I always travel a little bit different, so I wanted to make sure that I kind of explored, and in doing so, I found some really cool stuff, which is what I've been sharing with you guys here on the channel. Today's video was a food crawl. Oh my gosh, there's so much food in Quartzsite. I had no idea. Hi guys. Oh my gosh, from Tampa. Hi. And hi Michelle. So yeah, I did all of that kind of stuff, and I have one more video coming out from Quartzsite, and then I'll kind of be moving about again. A lot of you know I don't post my videos in real time, usually because of my safety of being by myself. So I wanted to make sure that I was definitely making some of those videos in a bit more timely fashion. So the Quartzsite videos pretty much were coming out as I was in Quartzsite. But then I came to Skooliepalooza, and as I've been kind of traveling, I've been traveling with, thank you so much. Hi from El Paso. Hi from Clovis. Hi. Oh my gosh. We will circle back to that ice cream, Kristen. That was delicious. It was so delicious. But yeah, I want to talk about my friends a little bit first. I met up with Dawn of Van Life first, which is Dawn. She was actually in Quartzsite as a volunteer for the WRTR and RTR. And all I can say is she worked the entire time that we were there. And she was so busy, but at the same time, like, huge props to her, because she kept her nose to the grindstone while the rest of us were out just like exploring and things like that. So she just has such an amazing work ethic, and she wanted to give back. So that's why she did that, and it's fabulous. So it was super cool to be able to hang out with her. And every night we would kind of all just kind of go away from camp and then come back in the evening and rendezvous and catch up, and it was wonderful. So there was that. I think that the next person who came in was Riley, and Riley is newer to YouTube, but her channel is Riley Does Life, and she is fabulous. She's so fun. She has just a very unique, like, idea of how she wants to show things on her channel, so I definitely encourage you guys to go check her out. She is so cool, though. Like, her and her little dog Tyson, despite the fact that Tyson feels like he is literally like Mike Tyson, super cool. And so we were able to go out and kind of just like explore, and that's, you know, again, some of the videos that you've been seeing, so that's been fun. But I really like the fact that she just kind of went all in. We met her originally at Gutted. So I had gone to Gutted. I met all these cool people. Hi from Alabama. What's up? And along the way, I just like really vibed with everyone who I ended up hanging out with and still am hanging out with. So that was kind of cool. But Riley was super neat because she was just out for the first time getting out on the road, and she didn't really know what to expect. Let me grab my water real quick. Okay, sorry. She didn't really know what to expect, but she was in it to win it. So she went from gutted and just went full time. Like realistically, she just went full time. She came to gutted to see if she thought that she would like it. She loved it, and now she's on the road, and I think that's awesome. So I'm really eager to meet up with her in the future again because we just had some really great adventures. So that was kind of fun. Also, let's see, next up, Lady Bug Out arrived, and that was fun. We had to actually send out a pilot car for her because she came at nighttime. If you guys have never come to Quartzsite before, oh my gosh, Ninth Element, hi! I was just recapping all the craziness. But hello, Lori. Yeah, so Lady Bug Out came, and she came at night. If you've never been to Quartzsite before, the way that the BLM land is sectioned off, kind of, you come into the different washes and the different areas, and at nighttime, it can be kind of deceiving. So when you're coming in, the roads kind of look like they go this way, and all of a sudden, it looks like there's no road at nighttime. I don't know why. It's crazy. It's the desert. But that's kind of what happened. Her GPS, because I guess there were a lot of people that were on the network, just started spinning. And that was it. And so she made it to basically the area that we were in, but she didn't know how deep to come into the wash or even which turn in the wash to go on. So I had to go and get her, and that was wild. I had driven in and I knew good and well where we were staying, but even to me, having been there, going to get her was a little intense. Oh my gosh, Nomadic Nanny! Girl. I'm just gonna give you the look, you know. Thank you so much. That was very, very kind. We'll get to Nomadic Nanny in just a minute, guys. Nomadic Nanny I met while I was here also, so yeah. Anyway, I got lost in the wash trying to go get Dee, and then I had to bring her back to camp. And at one point in this journey, I physically thought, oh no, I'm not gonna make it back to camp. The only saving grace was the fact that Dawn has a huge box truck, and we were kind of using it as like a guidepost, I guess would be the best way to say it. I don't know. It was a little wild. So at night, the lesson learned from Quartzsite is try not to drive if you don't have to, like realistically. Before that Riley and Dee arrived, I actually had an opportunity to meet the Nomadic Nanny, and she was fabulous. Again, she just said, my Texas girl. Yes, we say howdy and y'all, and we love it every day. So we ended up meeting at the WRTR, which again, you've seen the video of kind of my first time experience there. I just wanted to show kind of what it looks like, kind of what's going on, but I didn't want to take away from the event because that is someone else's event. So I was there, and I had met her initially there, but she had come by our campsite, and totally we hung out for like a couple of hours, and I truly enjoy, and I still mean it whenever I say I want to kick it with you at some point whenever I'm back in Texas. We had so much fun just having a little chit chat, and she was about to head out and go off to her own adventures. So I hope that if you're in New Mexico, you're having a good time still. But I think that's the joy of being at places like this, is you do get to interact with those different people and have these cool people that just happen in your life at the right time. And I think that that was the case with her, as was the other people that I've met along the way. Again, I met Riley at Gutted, I met Dee and Dawn at Gutted, and we just kind of meshed, and it worked so well. And then I also met someone else at Gutted who, again, I met up with here, Collie and Kyle. Collie and Kyle actually don't have a YouTube channel right now, but they're in the process of setting one up. And I think that whenever they do, they'll have like a little bit of a different perspective because they're a traveling couple, but at the same time, they have some really neat stuff that they want to do that we've been talking about, and I'm very eager to see. So as soon as they actually establish their channel, I'll let you guys know so you can go check them out too. But Collie and Kyle are fabulous. They are just the nicest people, and on top of that, they have like a lot of really like positive vibes that they bring to the table that are just kind of like they meld well within our group. We had met again at Gutted, and then we really got to bond at some of the other things. So that was kind of cool too. Eddie, I do hope to come back to Gatlinburg at some point, although it looks pretty cold there right now. I am in the middle of the desert where it's 72 degrees, but it's windy. And I've been just watching the weather everywhere else going, oh, it looks so cold. So that's been interesting. Anyways, so yeah, that was kind of our experience at Quartzsite. We did a lot of cool stuff. I went on the camel crawl. I did a food tour. I did something else that you're going to see, I think, on tomorrow's video. Super fun stuff. And then after that was all said and done, we ended up going to Skooliepalooza. And Skooliepalooza originally was one of those events that they said we'll release the day of it opening where we're going to do it. And it was kind of like this mystery. Now, every other year they've held it in basically the same place, but they decided they were going to move it, and everybody was kind of like, okay, why? Nobody really knew. It was just kind of this fun thing. And so finally on the 19th, they dropped the coordinates. We left out of Quartzsite not that long after, and we caravanned over to Skooliepalooza, which was just outside of Parker, Arizona, but on the California side. And that's whenever apparently the world unraveled on my channel. We went and we made it there in the evening time, and it was very crowded. We had stopped off at Walmart. We made it out to the actual site just before dark. It was pretty windy, but it wasn't bad. Like, it was not that bad. The road in was pretty rough, but again, we went to Gutted. We can do anything. Oh my gosh, -27 in Quebec. Oh, no. So yeah, whenever we were there, we had kind of gotten settled in for the night. We set up our site, but at the same time, again, super windy. So we didn't really get into anything on night one of being at Skooliepalooza. And so it ended up being one of those things where we were just kind of confined to our vans because it was just too windy. And I did something I have never done in my van before, and it was crazy. So Collie and stay in their van, and Riley and our new friend Casey, who we met in Quartzsite, ended up coming over to my house, so to speak. I got to be a host. My van is small, but it's mighty. My entire space here, I have one long bench that's built in. If you're new here and haven't seen those videos, I have like a built-in bed section, and it's big enough where you can actually seat numerous people, but I've never done it before because I've been like, okay, who really wants to sit in my tiny van? But on the night that was so windy, it came in handy, and we had 3 people sitting in my van just having a good time. We were able to have great conversation. We were able to like just hang out and talk and have great stories and just have a safe refuge from the actual physical wind, which was terrible. And that was so nice. And so I got to host finally, guys. It was so cool. I'm so used to being around Lady Bug Out, and her van is clearly set up for like entertaining, where she has a bench where people can sit on, then she has like a couch that ends up turning into a bed, but I've never had that. So it was really cool, and I loved that. Unfortunately though, the next day is whenever everything went wild. We had gotten up, Lady Bug Out, Dee, had arrived at our campsite, and we hadn't been there for very long when we started hearing some weird rumblings. Nothing really specific, just some weird things. Hi, Kyle! Speaking of Kyle, Kyle's right here. I don't know if that's the right place on the screen, but on my screen, Kyle was right here. ... and Kyle. But anyway, Collie and Kyle had physically gone out to go and walk around and see what was going on. Where they were previously set up for Skooliepalooza, we were way back, like a mile out. And we hadn't really seen what was going on too much. And then we kind of get a call / text from Collie and Kyle saying there is a ranger coming our way. And we were like, oh no. I happened to be outside and I was cooking my lunch. I was talking to Dee as I was doing it, and I just thought that's kind of weird. And then there was the ranger. And in the video you probably saw, he's just driving on by. He didn't stop or anything. He just drove. Cool. And nothing else was said at all. And we all just kind of go about our business. Riley had left to go to Vegas where she has to do a few other things. We were sitting there with Casey and she was kind of just still in her car, sleeping still because it wasn't super late in the day. And again, we're just outside. And then some people pull up and say, "Have you heard? We're getting kicked out." I was like, "What?" And they were like, "We're getting kicked out." Again, very vague. No one really said anything else. We had no idea. And so we're just like, okay, the ranger just drove through. Now they're saying we got kicked out. What is going on with this? It's raining cats and dogs. Not really. Just dramatic like that though. Just randomly dramatic. And so we were like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. Like, there's no question. If you hear you're getting kicked out, you don't sit there and go through the brass tacks of figuring out, well, why? Is there some way I can combat this? You just say, okay, we got to go then. So everybody communitively started packing their stuff away, and we woke up Casey and we were like, we gotta go. And the video that I shot ensued after that. Now, a lot of people have asked me on the comment section, as I drop my water on the floor. A lot of people have asked me in the comment section, what happened? Oh my gosh. Was it a California thing? Was it a somebody had COVID thing? Was it a campfire issue in a burn ban area? And to be honest, at the moment that we left, realistically, there was no way for us to know what happened. However, since then, the common consensus seems to be that there was no permit and there was a very large group of people. Now, as a person who goes to an event, when you show up, you don't worry about all that because that's not your part of the struggle bus, so to speak. You go because it's an event and you think everything's done and you're good and all is fine. It wasn't. So as we're sitting there and we're just like, okay, I don't know what to do, and leaving, we had no concept. And finally, whenever somebody said it was a permit issue, I could kind of see that. And let me explain why, because I know that that's also controversial on being able to understand that. So whenever you're on BLM land, for anyone who doesn't know what BLM land is, it's Bureau of Land Management, and it is maintained by the Department of Interior. We have this great amount of space out here that is vast and open, and we can stay on it. Most of the time you can stay for up to 14 days. However, there are a few caveats in there. For example, if you are a very large group, you're supposed to get a permit. And that's just simply so that if you have something happen while you're staying there, somebody is physically responsible for it. Now, does it make it kind of weird whenever you're a person who's a part of a larger group who has nothing to do with that and then suddenly something like this happens? Yeah, it's a little weird, not gonna lie. It's a little strange. But at the same time, like, that's just kind of how it is. So we decided that we were going to just like continue to go with the flow and just adapt like you have to do. I mean, realistically. Now, for anyone who is saying that's not right, you guys shouldn't have been punished, I thank you for those comments. But at the same time, it's just part of it sometimes. We have to understand that there are rules and regulations on things for a reason. And mostly it's so that somebody physically can, again, take care of the land. Now, on my channel, I continuously am advocating for making sure that we leave it better than we found it. And this is kind of part of that. When you have a large group, they just want to make sure that you're leaving it better than you found it. I don't necessarily think it was an issue that had to do specifically with California as a state. I don't even think it had anything to do specifically with like campfires or COVID or anything like that. I think it was literally just they didn't get a permit. And you know, it is what it is. And we could talk about all day long how one state regulates, one state doesn't. But at the end of the day, as a person who is just visiting an event, doesn't really matter one way or the other. We're all in it together. So the caravan of people came all over to the new location, and that's where we're currently at. Again, it is super windy outside. Otherwise, the temps have been great. The sunsets here are magnificent. It has been fabulous. And we have a really great group in our particular section. So I'm really happy with it. And I know that the other video was like dramatic. Oh no. Because it realistically, I haven't been kicked out of a spot like that before. It's kind of wild, but I get why. And now I understand why based on the permit. Again, a little dramatic, but still. So yeah, there's that. So I just wanted to, more than anything, just kind of clarify that because I've had lots of comments and I've even been getting lots of emails. Am I okay? I am fine. Thank you, though. Otherwise, though, some positive that has come from this. We're at the new location. Again, it's gorgeous. There are so many interesting things going on as you kind of walk around. So it's very different than any kind of other gathering that I've been to. And I'll be putting out a video to kind of show some of the cool stuff that I've found along the way. But yeah, it's kind of neat. And on top of that, our friends, the Bus Life Pirates and also the Lost Renegades, did make it yesterday, and we were able to just like chill with them for a bit. And of course they're doing their filming and stuff like that too, so they got stuff going on. But we played darts and just had some fun, and it was really great. And I really appreciate them for, you know, being here with us in this moment, and they're part of our tribe well. So I love that our tribe is growing, and at the same time that it's just such a fun group with such varying interests, but we all come together and it's just like it makes sense. So there's that, guys. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, this lovely sunburn slash windburn slash tan that we have going on. I've seen more sun than I probably ever have. Just kidding. I've seen a lot of sun, but it has been a lot. And with the wind also, I think that that's what's intensifying it. But every day I wear a different pair of sunglasses. So today's sunglasses look like this. Woo! But you can see a wider area right here. That's why we have these lovely circles. But that's okay. I can make fun of myself. It's great. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on currently. Let me grab some water since I dropped it. Okay, we're all better now. You guys are going to do live in my van, which I didn't, again, I don't know why I hadn't thought about this before, because this is fabulous. Let's see, find Allie and Lance in dark gray Schoolie with marine mural. I might have seen their Schoolie earlier. A lot of people have their Schoolies where they're parked in different sections, and I've been kind of browsing around, but at the same time, some people aren't with their Schoolies whenever I've seen them, so I haven't been like, hi. And then there have been a few that I've definitely recognized from other channels, and I'm just like, where are they? And they're not at their bus. So it's like, Hi, Naj. Is that how you say it, Naj? I think it is. I'm gonna go with Naj. I'm sorry if it's wrong. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. Today I also started on a special project, which you guys will find out about in the future. Not yet. It's quite a bit away from whenever I will be announcing that one, but it's kind of going to be cool. I'm really excited about it. But I did that. Let's see what else. I'm working on a really fun video that I'm really proud of how it's turning out so far. It's going to be a little different, but it's something that means a lot to me. So whenever it comes out, I hope you guys like it the way that I like it. It's not my typical kind of video, but at the same time, it means, again, something to me. So I want to share that with you guys because it means something. Otherwise, let's see what else is going on. I've been cooking every so often, like pulling out different things. Been having a good time with that. And then, oh, I'm so glad that you caught it too. I don't do lives often, so you had perfect timing. Let's see, Lady Bugout's been filming, Dawn's been filming, Riley filmed a little bit before she left, and of course the Pirates and the Renegades, they have been doing a lot of filming as well. Let's see, what else? It's just been a lot. At the same time, it's a lot, but it's very not stressful. I forgot to tell you one of the best things. Oh my gosh, how did I forget this? Who in the room watches My Basic Journey? If you watch, leave me a little emoji with a hand or a smiley face in the comments of this, please. A hand or a smiley if you watch My Basic Journey. I have been watching Chantel for quite some time, and I've always enjoyed her channel. And it's always been super fun to see her and Joey on their adventures. Guess what? Chantel is here. And not only is she here, but we met her in Quartzsite and we're able to have an opportunity to just like hang out. And it was just like super fun. And then whenever she came over to Skooliepalooza, she joined our tribe. vibe, and it's so fabulous. She is amazing. And I think that the best thing about the community that forms with events like this is that you do have that opportunity to connect with those kind of people and be able to say, hey, we have this common ground and we both do YouTube. And so we might get along. And then when you see a person in real life land and you're like, oh my gosh, we do get along, and it's such a win. And so she has joined our little circle here, and that's fabulous because I hope to run into her again on the road. And I've just been truly enjoying just little chats with her here and there, and she is just as fabulous as you probably think that she is, because that's literally her, and I love that. So yay, that's been the other thing. I don't know how I'm telling you, the sun has been baking the brain cells a little bit. But yeah, other than that, like, it's just been every night we have our fireside chat. We have a lot of fun together. And we've been going on little walks here and there, just doing silly things that are just mindless, silly things. But at the same time, it's just fabulous because the community is legit, guys. It's beyond just the Skooliepalooza or the WRTR, the RTR. It's about finding the people that you get along with and then getting along with them. I haven't seen Amanda from Adventuring with Amanda, or Amanda Adventuring with Amanda. I haven't seen her here. I did see her at the other site, but she was just pulling in. I saw her van and I was like, oh, that's Amanda. But then I never saw her again. So I haven't seen her when I've been on my little trips through yet. Definitely staying hydrated. Thank you. I have been making a point to do that. I filled up all of my water before I came out here for sure. Hi! Oh my gosh, it is so nice to see all of you popping up into the chat. It is fabulous to be able to communicate. I know that I said I was going to give like a forewarning of, hey, I'm doing a live at this time, but my signal realistically has been just kind of like, so picking a time that worked, I saw that I had some signal, I was like, let's go. Oh my goodness, blessed veteran, nice, yes, nice. Yeah, I think that that's the thing. Like, we come out, we see different people. Like today I met Fit for Expedition. We've chatted back and forth, and then I've been on his live chats before, just like in the comments section. That was kind of cool. And so it was nice to actually physically put a face and a name together instead of just seeing somebody on the internet in a little box. So that was kind of neat. They came over to our camp today, and Box Fan D was with him, and then a couple of the other guys. Let's see, who else? I'm trying to think. There's just a lot of people here. I would say, honestly, after walking around today, there's over 1,000 people easily. Some have YouTube channels, some don't. Some are just everyday people. Some have Instagram, some has Facebook. I'm doing really well right now. I don't know what's going on with the signal. Like, I looked at my signal and I was like, I have 2 bars. And then I got in the van and it went up and I was like, we're doing this. We're doing this. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. If you're inspired to try van life, that is phenomenal. I just hope that within your journey, you find the things that make you happy and that you get out there and you try things that challenge you a little bit and get more brain wrinkles. I love brain wrinkles. In fact, a couple videos I have coming up are some of the coolest brain wrinkles I've gotten like on this trip so far, but they're not out yet. Oh my goodness, Melbourne, that is awesome. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Van life people are great people. I have been so happy to have found this community because everyone is so supportive. Yes, you are right. Thin coating of Vaseline. So I have something else that's better. I use a CBD cream that someone sent me. It's from, I would have to look at the company name. I don't want to just do a plug on here so you guys go buy it, but it's very good CBD cream. I put it on every night and it takes away all the pink. We start over the next day and then we get pink again. It's just the wind. Oh my gosh. So in one of the upcoming videos that you'll see Skooliepalooza. There was a guy out here with a jetpack thing. It's like an air fan pack. He's like going around with these little parachute, wild stuff. Crazy good. Oh my gosh, yes, my gypsy adventure. I know, I didn't give everybody warning. I'm sorry, but I am here. But yeah, he's out there with a jetpack. There's an aerial artist. There's DJs here. There's people who are just like playing pirate games, which is hilarious. In fact, the Bus Life Pirates had to hide their flag because they didn't want somebody to play the pirate games and come steal their flag. Just crazy stuff. The Vaseline during the day makes my face too sticky, and then I have a layer of sand on it. That's the only reason. So what I do instead is I put on a good layer of sunscreen that like absorbs, and that's keeping me from having an actual physical real burn. It just looks like this again because of the wind. It's just bad out here today. Today is the worst day for that. Oh, Branson in November. Oh my goodness. So I'm trying to make that work. I'm trying to make that work. I love going there for the Fall Fest, so I definitely want to go check that out. I'm just trying to see what else happens in my year so that I don't like overwhelm myself so far. I'm looking forward. I have some great adventures planned, and I wish I could share everything because I wish I knew exactly what I was doing. But right now it's kind of up in the air as to where all I want to go, but I have some fabulous ideas, even on this journey. So I'm looking at kind of, it depends on kind of if anybody else is going to caravan with me or if after this we kind of split ways. But if we split ways, I have some very distinct plans that'll meander me around and eventually will take me back to Texas because I have some things that have arrived in the mail. But also I don't want to like just say, oh, I'm going to do this, and then if somebody wants to travel with me, that not be in there, we'll come to a conclusion together. What part of Texas? I am from the north central Texas area. I am north of Fort Worth. Fort Worth. That was a weird way to say that. Sorry, guys. Snowy Vale. Oh, I love Vale. It's beautiful there. It's just way too snowy for me right now. I want to, okay, so this is one of my goals, and I have to figure out how to make this happen. I want to go snowboarding at some point. I have not thought that this would be something that I could do until recently, and then I was just, I want to do this. And so that's one of the things I would like to do, but when I do it, I want to make sure that I share it because I think that it'll either be really good or straight comedy, and if it's straight comedy, I want you guys to be able to have a good laugh at me. I mean, I can laugh at myself, so but yeah, I think that would be super, super fun. So I'm gonna see if I can't figure that out logistically at some point, but that's on my bucket list. I love walking around to see the schoolies. Yes, me too. There's so many beautiful ones. There's some amazing paint jobs. That's all I have to say. Oh my gosh, you ski. See, you're already in the advanced section for me if you're skiing. I feel like I'm more coordinated with one device, and two and me, not so much. Right, the bunny slope is where we definitely need to, and in fact, like, I feel like that could be the whole video. Bunny on the bunny slopes, the end. Everything, I swear. It doesn't matter how big or small your van is, things get lost. I just lost a pink water jug for a moment there. Start on the bunny hill, absolutely, yes, and I have no shame in doing so. My kitchen toys, I have so many things in my kitchen right now. I'm actually trying out a different like little layout to see if I like it, because ultimately we have talked about going to Alaska, and I know that that will entail that I need to change some things up in my van if I do. So I'm trying to figure that out now, and so I changed up some of my kitchen things to see how that would work. And yeah, some things made the cut, some did not, so I'm still trying to refine a little bit. Okay, Kathleen, in theory, but at the same time, I think it's like I would have to just get into it, and I want to try. I really do. In fact, we were watching some guys that had the one wheels today, and like several of the people from our group got in on that, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to, but at the same time, like, I need to practice. That's the main thing. Anything that I do is going to require practice if it's not something that I already do, which that's no big deal. I mean, but with snowboarding, I feel it's a little bit different because like you're in it as soon as you're in it. At some point, I need to just do a whole video of just my kitchen stuff. I really do, guys. I'm so far behind on the individual focus videos. I have a few things that I have going on. Didn't try my egg rolls, but I didn't get offered an egg roll, only she did. No, what was super funny is when Riley ended up with one of them, she was like, "Oh, these are good." And then she looked over and said that, "Of course they're good." Whatever that means. Where did Schoolie get moved? To the old location. Egg rolls are delicious. Like, I love me some food in general. Like, just in general. There's a lot of things that I will not eat. I know that I eat a lot of stuff on my channel, but there's a lot of things I won't eat. But I know what those are. So typically if I go to a restaurant, I just avoid them on the menu altogether because they're things that are offensive to my palate, and it's usually dumb stuff. So I know I did miss out, and I am sad about that now because the more you guys talk about it, the more I'm thinking it's almost dinner time. And on that particular day, I don't even know what I ate. Everything starts running together at some point, guys. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey's mom, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, and you're from Texas. I love all of my Texans. I know I talk to everyone and I care for everyone, but I have this little special connection with all my Texans out there. I mean, we just have this weird little y'all and howdy thing, okay? I may have to make a shirt. In fact, I like to make random shirts that just inspire me to do different things. And I wear them on my channel. Even if nobody else wants them, I wear them. Y'all and howdy is a good one. I like that one. But yeah, so I think though that like we were talking about, the kinds of events, the kinds of things that you want to do within your community, you start finding out that other people have the same like things. Like for example, Mindy over here telling me, "Hey, I ski." Okay. I've talked about, so Casey is the new person in our group, and you'll be seeing more of her popping up on the coming videos. But Casey actually is going to be going to Oregon for 3 months. She's going to be working at a farm, and that's one of her nomadic jobs. So I think that's really cool. And so she was telling all of us, "You should come to Oregon." And I was like, there's so many people who want me to go to Oregon, and I love Oregon. So it's not like it's super hard to convince me, but at the same time, I have to make sure that everything that I do lines up for that to work out with the other things that I do have that I obligated myself to do later in the year. So I'm getting closer to the Pacific Northwest with every passing thought. I trust me on that one. I've never been up there in my van, and just having the hard sides of my van gives me a lot more opportunities up there. So I'm very excited about that. Absolutely, Jeffrey's mom. I was going to add to that as well. It was just that I was saying something upbeat and I didn't want to also say something. It's very strange to me, and I hope that you guys understand this. The way that the comment structure flows across my screen, I want to be able to say something about certain things, and I'm in the middle of a positive, happy note. And so I don't want to like seem disingenuous. I hope you understand that. I do truly care about each and every one of you guys whenever you mention things that are serious, and my personality just comes across as very like do sometimes, and I'm sorry about that. I love the Pacific Northwest. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's just, when I was up there last, I was in my car, and I was able to do some things, but not others, based on the fact that I was in my car. And that's whenever I first learned that cars can also be a bit of a situation when people are starting out. Like, I tent camped for 3 years, then I traveled everywhere in the car. And the car, of course, has its limitations when it comes to like clearance and stuff like that. But that wasn't even the real hesitation when I was up there. It was more so that while I was up there, I booked a few places in advance. And then when I went to go stay there, they saw me pull in a car and said, "I'm sorry, you can't stay." And I was confused, like super confused, like why? But it was because in that particular area, the homelessness had become so overwhelming that people were literally trying to move into campgrounds, and they had found loopholes to do so. They weren't allowing anyone to stay there unless they had a physical vehicle, like a van or an RV. Because if you move in a tent and you find a way to legally move in, then they have to legally evict you, and it becomes a problem. So they just cut everybody who is tent camping off. And so I learned that, and it was very sad, because on one hand you see it and it's like, wow, that's terrible that the homelessness has gotten to place where people are in that state of needing something. And at the same time, for the average everyday person who's traveling, we don't know that when we go to places. So it's also really hard because then it limits some of the situations that you can be in if you're not prepared. And so that taught me at that moment that I needed to prepare better, but also that the next time I go up there, I definitely wanted to be in a van so that I could make sure I could stay in places. And so that's been my goal since I got the van, is to go back to the Pacific Northwest and be able to fully like involve myself in where I am. And also I feel more confident in my travels, that I feel more confident staying on certain different kinds of lands, like forest lands and things like that. So I think that's important. I think that a lot of people look to like channels like my channel and they're like, oh, I want to do that. But it's been a journey, guys. It's been a journey. No one has all the answers. Have I given any thought to possibly a meetup in Texas? I have not, only because I don't ever know when I'm going to be in Texas for sure. I kind of go based on when I need to be there. And sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't. But I have kind of toyed around with eventually doing a meetup of some kind. I just don't know when that would be or where it would be hosted. Texas would make more sense probably than some, but I don't know. I like the structure of Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza did something really smart. Lola puts together her event every year and she picks a place, like a state park or something, so there's plenty of places for people to stay. But at the same time, all of the services are already kind of there and built in. I think that's very smart because if people want to camp, that way people who camp on different levels of camping can all kind of find a uniform place that's comfortable. I like that. I also like that she has, like with the one that we went to, they had the wagon wheel and that was like a hub so that people could go out there and gather and do like events and things like that, which was super, super cool. I really liked, again, the structuring of that. And it made it where they had the community around the wagon wheel, but also that people could stay in the surrounding campground if they couldn't get a reservation for the wagon wheel. So that would be something that would be more close to what I would want to do, I guess. Meet up together in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, I will definitely get your number because, yeah, that sounds kind of fun. Let's see, Texas meetup. Yeah, I mean, I would love to do something like that. I'm an overachiever, guys. I don't know if you've noticed this by my channel, but I kind of do a lot. I do excessive. So one of the things that I always do is whenever I plan something, I want to make sure that it's enjoyable to everyone and not just about, like, as much as I know a lot of people would like to come and like meet me, I want it to be more about meeting the community so that people can have that community. I think that that's more valuable than just like meeting me randomly. I'm a regular, normal human. Hi, Debbie, what's up? But yeah, I think that'd be super fun. I think that it would be something that could have a lot of value to everyone. Again, if we get together with like a community. And again, I like the way Lola does it because she forms like an event where everybody gets to participate and have fun, and they have like cool music, but at the same time they also have like the park rules are already in place, so you also don't have to worry about like that because that's always stressful. I'm a planner. I'm not necessarily the grader on the execution of rules side, so if rules are already there, that makes it better. Let's see. Sweet. I can hear the music in the background. I made sure I was inside, not only for the wind though, but also so that the music didn't hit and it automatically trigger YouTube to be like, no, just kidding, you can't do this. Because YouTube's real weird about that. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on my little comments. They're scrolling kind of weird. This is what gives me anxiety about lives, guys. The comments section. It just moves so fast sometimes. At some point, I will have a hotspot for my computer, and then I will actually do the stream from there instead of my phone. And then I'll be able to keep up better because I'll be able to like see it and do slow mode if I need to. I mean, that would work too. But yeah, thank you so much. I wake up every day and think of the amazingness that's in the world. I know a lot of people who didn't get the opportunity to wake up today. We do, so we have the right to get out there and do something awesome, and I try to. Definitely. I think that it's important that we have a community within our stuff. I really do. At the end of the day, I didn't do YouTube so that I could be the famous YouTuber. I did YouTube because I wanted to get people to realize how many amazing things are out there, and I want people to try to live life more fully like I'm trying to do. I can't hotspot off my phone because of my AT&T plan. I chose to keep my grandfathered plan. They said no throttling down. Oh my gosh, Debbie, thank you. Thank you so much. You are so kind. That was a lot. I want StreamYard so I can just like put the things on the screen. I love like van life with Gina. She has the coolest things and all of that, and I love that. So instead I'm gonna have to like do a happy dance, I guess. I just look silly then. Okay, so I saw somebody just say something about they like to watch Bev and Lady Bug out. I do as well. Bev is wonderful. I got to meet her at Gutted. She was fabulous. She is exactly herself too. She's fabulous. And Lady Bug out, of course, she's like family now. Exactly. If you are alive and you are waking up breathing, you have to get out and try to do something. And I also think of it this way, and I don't get to talk about this very often on the channel because it sometimes doesn't really work with what it is that I'm doing. But in reality, we all have a ripple, and I want my ripple to be a positive one. If I put positive things out there, I hope that each person who benefits from those also continues to put the positive out. I think that's super important. There's a lot of weird stuff that's going on in the world, and a lot of people are just not nice at this moment. We should be. Hicks Adventures, thanks for coming. I enjoyed chatting. But yeah, I mean, ripple, be a good ripple, be a positive person. We can wake up and we can choose. I watch a lot of movies that say, I woke up and I chose violence. And I feel that some days. But at the same time, it's important to not wake up and choose anger or choose to be sad. It's instead to say, okay, well, something didn't go right, but instead I'm going to do something good to make it better. I mean, we can always choose to have like a little moment of a smile. Hi, Griswolds. How are you guys? It's another fun channel. There's a lot of fun channels in here today, guys. I'm hoping that everyone who is chatting in here is also watching who you're chatting with, because there's some fun ones. I've seen the 2 phones method also through a lot of other people, and I've considered that. I just need to figure out who has the best situation for what I do with my personal travel, because it can get very costly doing that, and I don't want to have an expenditure that's ultimately not worth it to me at the end of the day. For Transit Connect, small vans, yes! We had a small van camp almost the entirety of the time that we were camping in Quartzsite. That was super fun. Dawn was our exception, and we told everybody that she was an honorary small van. Exactly. If you don't wake up pushing daisies, it's a good day. Absolutely. Van life with Crystal, it's okay. I did it unannounced, and I know I said I was going to announce it, but the world has been weird. Smiles are good. We have to smile, yes. Shuttle lives, that's fun. Shuttle buses. Maybe try a track phone. Maybe. I don't know. My main thing is whenever you guys see my videos, you don't get to see the back end of them. The back end is big. I mean, the video's got a big old back end. And what that means is just like when I shoot at a very high quality. And then I also shoot with, in fact, I have some of my cameras here. I don't have everything, but I use lots of cameras. And so each one of them has a different render rate, which means how it comes over to the internet. And so I try to compress them enough where they're not huge, but most of my videos are still between 5 and 10 gigs when they go to YouTube, and that's at a compressed rate. It's not uncommon for me to shoot 100 gigs for a single video. And so what that means when it comes to uploading and having minutes on a phone or a hotspot is that I have to have something that's unlimited because I do so many videos. If even 5 gigs per video and I do 5 a week, that's 25 gigs a week. Most data plans don't allow that much on a hotspot. So finding something that will give me unlimited like a Verizon is important. However, Verizon also wants you to pay a lot for that. Do I study No, I didn't ever study photography. I just enjoy having a good time with my camera. I've always enjoyed trying to find the fun different, and so that's kind of what I do. Yes, she did. She started out in a car, and she progressed. She's been through several different vehicles, and along the way, we even just talked about this. Along the way, she learned a lot with each transition from vehicle to vehicle and what worked for her. And I think that that's why the box truck and the build that she's been doing and sharing with everybody on her channel is so epic, because all of that kind of stuff she has been self-taught in doing. She's learning as she goes. She's making it hers, and I think that's fabulous. Van Life Voyages, I haven't seen that one before. I will have to look into that one. I love finding new channels. There's so many different channels that YouTube gets into one narrow focus, and so you don't see everything. So when people suggest, it builds the focus outward, and that's lovely. How do I learn all the talents of the business? I don't know. Everything that I do, I've been self-taught on as well. So I started out working in graphic design, but I taught myself how to do that. I worked for a newspaper. I did journalism. I don't have any formal education on any of that. I've never done public speaking in any capacity. I've just gone with it as I've gone. And if I'm interested in learning something new, I just dive in and I go deep into something until I figure it out. Like, pretty much anything that I'm interested in. I don't want to limit myself by saying, oh, I wasn't educated, I can't do it, because that's kind of a cop-out. We cheat ourselves that way. Anything that you're interested in doing, you physically can teach yourself to do. It just takes time. And so if I'm super interested in doing something, I will take that time and I'll invest it in myself. And that's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize, is when you do take that time, it's not that you're working on something that's an endless goal. It's that you're investing that time in yourself instead of something else. And sometimes as people, we're just taught we're not supposed to do that. And I think that that's a flaw within how we're kind of brought to the place that we are in adulthood. We need to take those moments. We got to do things for ourselves too. We have to do the things that make us happy. And we have to sit there and take that time sometimes and say, I have to do this for me. And that's what I do with anything that I'm teaching myself how to do. I say, okay, I could just walk away from this and never learn how to do it because it's hard. Or I could say to myself, I'm going to do this because I'm going to make myself better. Again, brain wrinkles. That actually wasn't as bad, the coloring book. The coloring book, I've done publishing before, so the actual publishing formatting was very simple. The upload and also the distributor kind of side of it, a little bit different, but not hard. And it was something that I wanted to kind of tap my feet into so I could get kind of a few things under my belt when it came to the uploading process and what was expected for margins and things like that more than anything. And then I have a bigger project that I'm working on that when I come out with that, I'm probably going to scream it from the mountaintops, do cartwheels and backflips if I don't break my back doing it. And it will be something I'm truly, truly proud of. I love the coloring book, but there's something to when you put out something that's your own written words for the world to see. I'm going to write something. I'm actually in the process of that right now. Camping. Wait a second. It went away. No. I need to find this again. What did that say? Hang on. Live chat. Let me pull this up and see if it'll pop it back up. Okay, there it is. Talk about more about camping not allowed in your car. Camping not allowed in the car. Just in general, where I wasn't allowed to be, or just like camping. Let me see also. Hang on. It went away. I see what people are talking about when they're like, oh my God, my chat went away. That is so stressful, guys. Let's see. Also, let me just read through a couple of these other ones that I missed out on. Tried to order the Ridge Monkey, had trouble, but I love it. I want it. Okay. What else do we have here? Did you get my message about the Branson meetup? I did. And I'm trying really hard to figure out how I can prioritize that, Grizzled. I don't know what's going on in November yet, but I think that that's going to work out for me. Let's see. When you're green, you're growing, you're ripe. Yes, absolutely. And then the video spinning for anyone else, I don't know why. I can see it on my side, but it may not be clear on your side. I'm sorry. And then Kim Watts. Okay, so let me catch up here real quick. The Ridge Monkey, let's talk about that real quick. The Ridge Monkey, super hard to get. Super hard to get. However, worth it. Don't stop exploring the internet, trying to find the ridge monkey. My dad recently found one through a different distributor. Again, very hard to find, but he ended up finding it and ordered it, and I now have it waiting for me in Texas. So don't stop. Let's see. Oh, we can't do that. We might get demonetized. Let's see. Self-taught is the way to go, in my opinion. Like, realistically, you can pay a person a lot of money to teach you something that they know, but they're only going to know one version of it. It may not be the version that works for you. We're all different in how we have learning styles. And I kind of look at it even whenever I'm looking at learning styles and how people absorb things. We each know our learning style. We each know what works and does not work for us. And sometimes if you pay for a master class or something like that, as much as they have great value, that might not be the way that you receive value. Whenever I used to work at a regular job, I worked at a tanning salon at one point in time. Guys, you're just getting all sorts of details about me today. I worked at a tanning salon, and when I did, oh my gosh, Van Life rocks. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't have fireworks, but if I did, this would be the fireworks right now. But in working at a tanning salon, I had different employees who needed different kinds of things to teach them the things about running the register or how to sell like products and things like that. And each person, because they learned differently, they would need to either try it in a hands-on way, or they might need to hear it, or they might need to write it down. And it's no different with the other things that we learn. There's no one fix for every person when it comes to learning. And I think that so often we're discouraged because we think that there's only one method of delivery when we look at others for guidance. And it's not. And that's why self-teaching is sometimes important, because we have to deep dive to find the way that works. And sometimes that's not going to be the way that's the easiest. It's not always the path of least resistance, but it's okay. And that's what self-teaching kind of gets us to. The Ridge Monkey was not off of Amazon. I had to physically find a distributor. When you're looking for one, I think that the best way to find one is to look up Ridge Monkey or fishing supply stores in the UK with Ridge Monkey, because they come from fishing supply stores. Let's see what else we have here. I know there's 135 people. That's crazy. Everybody's seeing my crazy tan lines. Let's see. Newark, New Jersey. Hi. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Top Line Internet. Wait, I saw something. It just flashed before my eyes like it was an alien, like my green lights. If I ever get to North Carolina, oh my gosh. Okay, so about North Carolina. I have only ever been to the part of North Carolina that is right outside of the Smoky Mountains. I have not ventured any further. I tried to go, so I went to the part right outside, and then I went down to Highland. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. However, the campground that I found is a really funny story. As I'm going to the campground, if you haven't watched all my channel videos from like way back, you will have never seen this, and it's okay because that video's bad. But I remember I'm driving down this like mountain road that's like one lane, and all of a sudden on like this side of the road, I see this sign that says experimental forest. Can you imagine seeing something that says experimental forest? I mean, what in your mind happens when you see experimental forest? I'm just like, okay, great. So as this happens, I finally get a little bit past it to where the campground is. And I was like already a little weirded out by experimental forest. And then I get down there and there's like a hunting camp or something. And I was just like, I don't think this is best. It's not that those people were bad or even that they were going to give me a hard time or anything like that. It was just that I'm in the experimental forest. There's a bunch of hunters and I am the only girl. And the only thing I can think of is I don't think this is smart, guys. So I loaded back in my car. Again, this is when I was traveling in my car, and I just took off and I was like, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. I ended up staying at a Walmart parking lot that night, and at the same time, as much as I do not really love Walmart parking lots, I was so happy to be at a Walmart parking lot. Hello, Blind Views, what up? I've been watching your fun videos today. It's been windy, and I've been catching up on all of my, what is it that my grandma used to say, on all of my stories. But yeah, it's a little crazy. So North Carolina, I need to do a redo of that one because that was my only real experience other than the Smoky Mountains. Let's see what else is going on here. Chat's going crazy. Chat's going crazy. Let's see, live chat time. Doo doo doo. Okay. Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, so I really want to see that area during fall. I think that would be fabulous. I have always missed fall with the exception of just like a little tidbit of it here and there, but last year I actually finally chased fall and won, and I'm just like I am spoiled now. I want to see fall like everywhere, like fall here, fall there. It's going to be hard for me to catch them all in one stride, but like if there was some way that I could start at the top of the East Coast and just work my way down and see fall, oh, I totally would. Modern day stories are YouTube's. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Love your video, Bunny. Thank you so much. Hello, Miriam. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, hi from Ireland. Wow. So Ireland is on my bucket list, and if I can figure out how to ship my van to Europe at some point, I want to just kind of cruise through, and I have Ireland, Scotland, pretty much anywhere in the UK. I watch a channel called Life is Too Short. There is a couple named Ken and Carol, and they have a little envy like mine. And after watching some of their videos of their travels, I'm just like, yes, yes, and yes. But I don't want to just go there and be there for a few days like you typically would if you fly in. I physically want to drive it and see it like I see the US. I think that would be fascinating. Rochester, New York. Yes. I have not been to Rochester, New York either. I have so many places on my list still to go, guys. It's as many places as I go and I take you, I still am behind. Oh, thank you, Blind Views. I have no concept as to what I'm doing with the live right now. I really don't. I'm just chatting. See, that's the thing. The shipping part. I think I can ship my van. I just have to figure out the logistics of how much it would cost and how it would work with me being there, because a lot of times countries want you to say why you're there, and I get that completely. So I don't know if they would consider YouTube videos a job. I don't know, but there might be a way to do that as like a tourist visa or maybe even like a publication visa, so I might be able to do that way. Tombstone and Bisbee are on my list on the way back to Texas, actually. I'm super excited about those. I haven't been to Tombstone since I very first, like the literal very first trip that I ever took. And I've got a lot of catching up to do, and I've never been to Bisbee. O'Haver Lake? What is that? Your heaven on earth? Okay, so yeah, I probably need to see heaven on earth. I'm just saying, I find these gorgeous views and I often am just like taken aback. And while I'm sitting there and I'm looking at them, I'm just like, this is why I do this. And so if that is your this is why I do this moment, yeah, definitely. Student visa and communications. I don't know if they would see me reporting on YouTube the same way as I see me reporting on YouTube though. But I may be able to work with some of the other things that I do within my actual job structure beyond YouTube. I don't really talk about those or anything like that, but I do have physical jobs that I do. And so maybe one of those would work. Maybe, because one of them is news related. So as I smash my sunglasses, oh no, these are my favorites. Again, if you weren't here when I first started out, we're talking about the tan line. Today's sunglasses of choice were the Lego sunglasses. They are my absolute favorites. However, they have the absolute worst tan line known to man. So yeah, there's that. Let's see what else we have going on here. The Adirondacks. Oh, that would be beautiful. See, again, fall in the Adirondacks. It's something of a mystery to me. It's something that I want to see, but at the same time, it's something that takes a lot of planning. Personally mailing stickers. I actually do that. I do that to all my patrons. Every patron gets stickers and things like that. I'm not telling you to go join my Patreon though. That is not why I just said that. But I don't physically sell the stickers that I send to my patrons. They're different. They're my handout stickers. And so they're the ones that are reserved for me like at events and then also for my patrons. Otherwise, I do the shipping through my company that I do only because that way there's more variety there. If I send you the stickers that I physically have, I only have like one sticker right now, but through my company I can print several and then I don't have to have them all on like my van because there's just not room. That's another reason why I went with the shirt service that I did, so that I don't have to physically carry inventory to fulfill orders, because it is literally impossible whenever I'm traveling in a tiny van. I don't want things to get like weird. And then you know how sometimes like in a small space you get smells? I don't want people's stuff to smell like my van. Small granny glass sunglasses. Hey, I have some of those too. I have a variety of fun styles. I just love sunglasses. I have a lot of people ask me why I wear sunglasses so often. I have very sensitive eyes, and it's because I have very light eyes. I've always had sensitive eyes, so I try to protect them. The one thing that the optometrist will tell you is if you have sensitivities in your eyes, wear sunglasses. Shamelessly wear sunglasses. So that's what I do, and it works out. And that way I'm not like looking at you guys like not being able to see later. Going to M22. Oh, this is not a question to me. Never mind. Just kidding. Just kidding. I was like, M22, that's the thing that Lady Bug Out went to. Yes. Ooh, that would be fun. Okay, so there's one of those in the Pacific Northwest also, Lisa, and I've looked into doing them and they're fabulous. The views. Oh, the views. Let's see. Oh no, I dropped a comment somewhere in here. Let's go back to it. I don't know they're necessarily flying off the shelf because of me. Nissan did, and this is something that I learned from my actual people. Nissan actually did make a really good deal with several different cities to provide their taxi cabs. Go figure. And they're using the MV200, which I think is fabulous because it is a good van. Thank you. As I insert myself into your world there. But yeah, the MV200s are fabulous. However, there's a lot of talk that they have discontinued the MV200s. I don't know. My dealer said that they have shifted more so than discontinuing, but some dealers are flat out saying they're not going to carry them anymore. I don't know. I have no idea. If I can figure out how to bring my van to different places, I will totally come to Australia. That is also on my list. I want to go everywhere. Hang on for a second. I'm getting called from outside the van. Yes. In a minute, I'm finishing my live. Okay. I'm on a live. Oh, you're live. I'm live. That was Lady Bug Out. She was saying some people were in our camp. But, oh, the brightness of the light. You can see, I think. Oh, he took a camel ride. Okay. That is amazing. So, okay, when I was there, just, whoa, the world got weirdly colored when I did that. I think I closed it too much. There we go. There we go. Let's just, there we go. Now we're normal again. Sorry, now you guys get to see what I look at night. When I was there, I wanted to take a camel ride, but at the same time, I didn't have the correct the correct camera to do it. So I didn't want to like shortchange people in the experience should I have fallen off. I have ridden a camel though before, and it was super cool. And I think the best part of it was not so much like the act of riding the camel, but it was like getting to talk to the guy who had the camels. He was super cool. He gave me some really neat things to do in Quartzsite, but he also told me some of the really neat places that they take the camels. So more adventures to come with that. So eventually I might ride a camel on the channel. Who knows? I do want to, and this is a silly thing, again, very erratic, all over the place. Again, why I don't do lives. At some point, I want to ride a horse on the channel, doing something. I want to go on like a trail ride or something, like not necessarily something that's like an overnight. I mean, that could be fun too, but I think that's a bit extreme for my first endeavor. But a horse, I just think that would be fun to just like take people on a ride. There's a lot of people who've never ridden a horse, and so to kind of bring them along for the ride would just be kind of an experience. It might also be a deterrent, but it could be an experience. But yeah, there's that. Let's see, some other things that are on my fun little weird bucket list. I definitely want to go swim with some dolphins. I want to do all the cliche things that everybody wants to do, but at the same time, along the way, I want to find the really cool stuff. Okay, again, I can't do the little StreamYard thing, but right now I'm going to do the little happy dance with the sunglasses. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are too kind. Oh my gosh, Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm hugging you. I miss you, Stephanie. I miss you so much. And you're not that far away, but I still miss you. In fact, Stephanie, you would fit right into our little bubble here, and our bubble misses you, and it's a little worse for not having you here. I'm just saying. The Lost Renegades are here, the Bus Life Pirates are here, Dee's here, Dawn's here, Cully and Kyle are here, and we have a new friend or two here also that you haven't met, but you totally need to meet them, so you got to get back on the road soon. Let's see. South Dakota has a great horse trail. See? That's the kind of information I need, and that's why I love you guys. You send me in the right direction. For example, whoever it was in my comments, I tried to find the comment again, whoever told me to go eat the food in Quartzsite, spot on with the burger, spot on. The Biltmore, I do want to go back to the Biltmore. I've been there before, but I wasn't filming when I was there. Believe it or not, sometimes I don't carry my camera, guys. I know, wild. I don't know what I'm thinking when I don't. I always feel a little naked when I don't have my camera with me. It's strange. Oh, okay, that might be the win right there. Horse riding on the beach. I mean, dramatic, yes. Absolutely out of a weird romance novel, absolutely. Wonderful? Oh yeah, except for, let me just show you the reality of where my mind goes with this. It's either gonna be that, or it's gonna be me flailing around in ocean water going bloop, 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 bloop. Oh my goodness, yes, 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 yes. Stephanie, I'm telling you, once you get back on the road, I will find you. We will do something. Something. I don't know what, but something. Preferably not on a really long road where we get stuck. I'm just saying. Let's see, what else we got here? South Dakota for the Buffalo Roundup would be cool. When I visited South Dakota, I truly enjoyed like the Custer State Park area along with Wind Cave. It was gorgeous in that area, and just to see the free roaming like bison was amazing. I also want to go back there because I feel like I need to give Mount Rushmore a second shake. I really do. My impression of Mount Rushmore was far different than a lot of people's. I went there and they were doing construction, so they had almost everything kind of closed, and so you couldn't get in there. And the video that I did as a result of that was just not as pleasant as some of the others that I've done, because people were like, I don't even know how to illustrate this. If you were looking in front of you, there was a person like right here, and then there was another person like right here. It was too crowded, and it was because they physically couldn't move further down, and that was all it was. So I want to give it a new kind of opportunity. And also I feel like just places like that are just really interesting in general. Oh, thank you, Blind Views. And I will definitely tell her that. She's talking to some, I think, patrons right now. So as soon as she's finished, I will definitely tell her that. Thank you. Speaking of which, Blind Views, I appreciated your sharing of my video the other day about Skooliepalooza and the chaos that ensued. Oh my gosh. I feel as though you would have understood the awkward humor in the moment of what was happening if you were physically there. Trust me. Hi, Butterbean Head. Crazy Horse is a lot better than Rushmore. I want to go to Crazy Horse also. Definitely. That's on my list. I didn't know enough about Crazy Horse whenever I was there last time to visit. I knew that it was there, but I didn't know when it was open, how late it was open, or anything like that. So I kind of missed it. And so I told myself I would go back. So again, I have lots of stuff to do. Not to mention, I'm making up for all the old videos that I did because at the time I wasn't shooting to the quality that I am now. So now I am trying to definitely go in the correct direction of giving them their moment. Let's see, we scrolled again. Where did it go? There we are. We're back. But yeah, I think that that's the thing. Like anything that I shot in probably the first 3 years of my existence, I'm slowly going to filter back and have an experience again, because there's just so many cool things that are within those things. Whenever I first started out, I'll just kind of give you guys an idea if you've never watched the videos. I did not understand the concept of a slow pan. So instead of doing what I do now, where I'm just like very slowly pan across so you can physically see the things, so you can enjoy the things, I was just like, this is a really cool place and I need to show it all, and let's go like this. And it was a lot. So again, I deserve to go back and show those moments. slowly, so that it's not so much about showing you everything, but showing you the things that matter enough so that it can be something that you're interested in seeing more of. Uncle George, what? Hi! I am super excited to see you. Oh, thank you so much. Out here in the desert right now, windburn, but good. And I saw what you sent me, and I appreciate you so much for that. Mom opened it and sent me a picture, and she was like, I was like, thank you. Oh! Wind River. Wyoming is a place that I haven't done near enough in either. I love Wyoming. I had a blast there. I learned a lot about Wyoming. I almost died at Devil's Tower. I didn't really almost die, but it was very hot that day. That's my goal, is to show the scenery more so that people can actually physically enjoy it. Oh, thank you so much, Gypsy. Okay, so I don't, again, have the thing. So what are we gonna do for this one? This one's a fun one. Ooh, we'll do the Travel More sticker. The desert has been fabulous, I will say that. I was watching the news, seeing everybody else is getting snow, and even calling Kyle, they're gonna have to go back to Kansas, and it's snowing there, and everybody's kind of been like, ugh. And we're just out here at 70 degrees, and with the exception of the wind, fabulous. Now, at nighttime, it does get a little bit chilly, but that's why we have a campfire. Speaking of campfires, the coolest things, if you've been following kind of the series, the first time Dawn ever had a campfire was the other day. That was awesome. I did not know she'd never had a campfire. Otherwise, we would have already got her in on that. But she got to have her very first campfire. And then not only that, but she learned how to make a campfire too, which was so cool. And then Riley did also, which was awesome. The dust got in my van just now. Sorry, guys. I could feel it making my eyes water. But yeah, that's what the experience is really supposed to be about, though. It's supposed to be about, again, the people that are in your little happy group that you get to see and that you get to experience these kind of things with. Every single person here has learned something at some point during this journey of just the last couple weeks even, and that's fabulous. Do I have a P.O. box? I do not. But I would, if I get one for the Australian snacks, I will let you know, because that would be fabulous. Then I could share the food from Australia without physically traveling. That would be fun. That would be so cool, actually. But yeah, again, growth. Growth is what it's about when you're on the road, and that's what we kind of been doing. Like, that's why I like sharing what I do, so that you guys can go out and get out and see those things. And for those who can't get out and see them, putting together the videos makes me so happy, because I've had so many people reach out to me on the comments or through emails saying that they haven't been able to go to places and now they want to, or they can't physically go to places so they're able to see it. And that just, like, that gets me, guys. That gets me. Like, it really does. Being able to know that you can take somebody on a journey that otherwise they might not be able to do for themselves because of a physical limitation is awesome. Like, I geek out on that kind of stuff. That is exactly why I made my channel. Again, not necessarily for the me aspect of it, but for the we aspect. Because I grow, and then you guys get to grow, and then we all grow with little brain wrinkles. Okay, so the Canadian chocolate situation, oh, you guys are going to send me food, and then I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, now I have to go there because I want it. I once had a friend who lived in Canada, and she would bring down the Frito-Lays whenever they come out with the new flavors, and she brought down one that was like a maple one. Oh my gosh. She would ship those to me after she went back to Canada because I liked them so much. And I was like, oh my gosh, I swear I could just like binge eat those, and they were the best. And I don't understand. I get it that Canada's known for the maple, but why can't we have those here? They were so good. Barbie, thank you so much. Oh, yay, you get to learn from it. Thank you. Now, for that, we're going to do something different again. We'll do a spice shake. Except for this one got wet, so it doesn't really shake as much. It kind of does. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Oh, I had somebody ask me the other day that I wanted to talk about. I forgot. The other day, somebody asked me about the, back here, this section, this. A lot of things change in my van constantly. I don't even realize it at some point because I just move things around. But people are asking me what happened to all of the stickers that I had back here. I still have all of them. I just put them at base camp because what happens that I've learned without having the insulation is that stickers are supposed to lay like this. Stickers, after they start to like be in a van for a while, start to lay like this. And so they were kind of getting like weird, and I wanted to make sure that I kept those until I could put them on things like this, which I haul around with me all the time. So I pulled all of them out, and as a result, I left open some space here so that I could put a few of my travel photos, and I know that they'll do the same thing because they're paper, and that's the real problem. However, I wanted to do that because I could put a few things in there and I can rotate it in and out that way. I still have tons of magnets from my adventures and things like that kind of all around the back doors, but that gives me something so that I can keep the stickers for the fun stuff that I really want to display it on. Like, for example, hang on. Like, this is my new sticker on my new mug. So see all this space? There's lots of real estate here to put cool stuff. So I usually change these mugs out kind of frequently because these caps are just not meant for long use. Over time, they just kind of go a little nuts, to be honest. The only one that I've ever had that didn't do that is this, and this bad boy is on the way out. You can see it is no longer the bright pink, it's like the light pink now. So what I do is I keep the stickers and I put them on these, and I love that because then I can be literally walking around with the people that I meet on my sticker mug, so to speak, and it's really super fun. So that's what I do. In fact, I have this one, which is like my coffee mug that I've just started out on, and then I have this one, which is like my Gutted mug, which has all the people that I met at Gutted on it, and then also the companies that I met there. And then this one is just the one that I've had for like ever, so it has some random travel stickers, a few people that I've met. Weirdos Unite, of course, because all of us have that, because obviously. But yeah, just kind of stuff like that. So that's where the stickers went. I just wanted to kind of explain that because I've been asked that numerous times, like, did you just get rid of it? No, I still have them. It's not like Burning Man. It's not like any other event that I've been to, though, either. Let me explain. So, most of the events that we have been to have been like structured kind of events. This one is more so like a gathering. So people come out and they have individual camps kind of within the big camp. So there's 3 major sections that you can camp in. And then within those sections, you'll find subsections. For example, we have a big circle within ours where we have Casey, who's at the front, Collie and Kyle. We have My Basic Journey, which is Chantel. We have Dawn, Ladybug out, me. We have Sarah and her husband, which have just joined us. We have the Bus Life Pirates and also the Lost Renegades. You'll be meeting Sarah and her husband very soon on my channel, don't worry. But all of us are in this big circle. And part of the reason that people do this is because then that keeps the wind down a little bit more, but also it allows you to have your campfire ring. And then people kind of just like walk through and meet new people that way, or they're riding their bikes by and say hi. So it's not as much so like I have this at a certain time to go to. It's more so like people will go onto the Facebook group and say, hey, this is what my camp has to offer. If you're interested, come by. So it's very much so like community driven, but also it still has a little bit of more so just like a we're here to meet up. Ultimately, Skooliepalooza started out as a single camp group that wanted to get together, and it expanded and grew, and it's huge now. Again, probably 1,000 people here, realistically. But there's no like one set thing like Burning Man. Burning Man has like that, but then at the end of the day, they also have certain stages with certain times, with certain acts and things like that. So I do want to go to Burning Man one of these days just to kind of get that experience. But I'd never even been to a van event until like this last year. So I'm just starting out on this trail of seeing kind of what's available at the different ones. Hi, let's see. Hey, Bunny. Hi. Oh my gosh, the OGDTV. Yes. Yes. What up? It's a different kind of live now. It's a different kind of live. Yeah, thanks for clarifying. No problem. I think that that's what's important is like, that's why I wanted to put out videos to kind of show what things are so that people can kind of get an idea, because not every event is going to be for every person. If you look at the WRTR and RTR versus Skooliepalooza, very different, but at the same time, we have some common people who are in both. And I think that it's just like one of those go with the flow, wherever you get in and fit in, then that's where you go. And that's kind of how it is. But yeah. Again, different structure though. Lollapalooza, very different. I was talking about, I like the structure of that one. I like the structure of that one because it has organized events. It has organized like get together kind of stuff. They have the bike parade, they have the common camp, stuff like that. And that made it just like a different structure. Gutted was surrounding an event that was physically taking place, which they're supposed to be releasing soon. When that's going to go live on a television, don't know still. They're going to put it on their social media. So Gutted was more so like a build event, which was being filmed for a live TV show, and then an event for the people who were there also. So again, very split event. All events have been so different so far. And then I also did Vanarchy. Can't talk, sorry. I also did Vanarchy, and Vanarchy, in my opinion, was just this real chill, laid back thing. And you could definitely see the community from that is a community who is very involved with one another in the Arkansas area. And so they all come together and have this big meet up with giveaways and stuff like that too. So that was kind of cool. Let's see. It's not sunburn, it's windburn, and it's not really hurting. It's just aggressive looking right now. It'll be fine after I put some stuff on it tonight. But yeah, my poor lips, on the other hand, I just gave up on them. Like, they're just gone. Oh my goodness, you are so welcome, Happy Camper. I enjoyed your state thoroughly, and I will be back. I always say I'm going to go back there because I love it. It's fabulous. Of course, I think that one of the things that I like about the way that I kind of travel is I used to, when I first started out, I would think I had to have all the answers as to where I was going to go, and I would have a place here and a place here, and in between I'd be like, ooh, 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 ooh. Now I just kind of say, okay, ultimately I want to make it to this place, but what's fun along the way and how can I meander to get there? And by doing that, it's really helped me to just like find some cool stuff. Like the stuff that I would never expect to find is the stuff that I now find as a result of letting myself just go and do that. I have this stuff actually. So this is Dr. Bronner's, and I like it. It's just, my lips need to have a full-on like sugar scrub, CBD coating, and then this. Hello, Stanley. I like your name. Stanley McFalls, the Southern comedian. And go. Comedians, we would get along. Yes. But yeah, I think that it's just kind of crazy. The world's a little bit weird right now, though. So again, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do, but gotta be smart about it. Meet up for tiny van folks. Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be fun to just have like a tiny van gathering. I'm sure there probably is one. And if I'm going to continue looking. So Vacay Vans is a great place to find some events if you're interested in events. The person behind that is Lisa. She is a vanner also. And also Seeker the app has tons of different information on there about different kind of gatherings. And I've found so many things as a result of those too. And the community is definitely there if you're looking for it. I didn't have community for the longest time within what I did. Traveled as a lone wolf, occasionally with a friend here and there, but for the most part, a lone wolf. And I finally just decided, okay, cool. What's holding me back from going to a gathering? Worst case scenario, it's not for me, and I move on. And guess what? I didn't move on. I have friends now from that, and it's fabulous. I think you get what you put into the community, realistically. If you put in that you're interested in finding new friends, you will find new friends. If you get that you want to kind of sit and watch from a distance because you're not sure, that's fine too. Nobody judges you for that. It absolutely is fun. And again, it's just what you put in. If you want to have fun, you'll have fun. If you want to like look at it and be like, not mine, then there's something else that's fun for you later on. Vanshi Adventures, hello! I swear, since I do not have the ability to do fireworks and emojis and all the craziness within my chat, I'm going to come up with something. I will. Before the next time that we do this, I'll find like a little dinger or something. It'll be fun. The carousel, yes, it is so much easier now that we have figured out how to do it. So the carousel initially, if you didn't see that video, just for everybody else in the room, probably the funniest thing ever watching it. I laughed even editing it, but the carousel is a cube that sits on the back of the van, like on the back doors over here. The thing about it is, bye Blind Views, thank you for swinging by. I hope to see your next video. Yay! If you haven't seen Blind View's channel, go check him out because he has some good commentary on the van community, I'm just saying. But anyway, the carousel is a little cube thing that's actually like a full room. And it fits onto the back of the van. It's designed for either butterfly doors or the pop-up. But the thing is, if you get one and you don't watch videos on how to do it, there's 12 steps included in the instructions. Don't follow those. No, no, no. 12 steps that were very much so mansplained at best, and maybe not even mansplained, maybe technically splained, and it doesn't make sense. The first rule, if it tells you anything, whenever you're putting it up, says something needs to be like parallel or perpendicular, I don't remember now. That in itself was a completely unnecessary instruction. What it should have said is pull it out, pop it up, put it in the poles, back it up. That's it. That's all it had to be. But instead it was like, pull it out. Make sure this is parallel, perpendicular, whatever. Do this, do this, do this. And then 15 steps down the line. Okay, realistically, like 11. It was just like, and then back it up to your van. It should have been 2, 3, maybe 4 steps max, and it's 12. And so that was horrible. But when we figured out that all you have to do is pull it out, pop it up, and put in the poles, so easy. Like 2 minutes, 4 minutes maybe, so much easier. Yeah. So the carousel is, in fact, figured out now, and I'm really happy about that. It did not make this particular trip, not because I don't love it, but because I'm trying out a new configuration in my back end, and there wasn't room, and I would have had to physically take it and put it in the front seat every day, and I just didn't want to do that. And I'm probably going to end up getting a roof box so that I can carry it 2 places. Okay, so the COVID thing right now is a little weird in some places, yes. However, I've kind of been going with it as it's been. And so I've been kind of like very mindful of different areas have different rules and regulations. For example, going through New Mexico in areas that have a lot of reservation land, there are a lot more restrictions, and for good cause. I mean, if you look into the reasons as to why, it totally makes sense. But for the most part, a lot of places are still very open. But I always approach with caution also. I think it's important to kind of know your surroundings in any situation. Within the nomadic community, I always feel more comfortable than I do in a standard like Walmart, because at Walmart it seems like everybody's there and not, and if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I feel like whenever I'm out and about, a lot of times I am traveling alone. I'm not going into super populated areas. Most of the places that you'll see that I'm going are less populated, with the exception of this event where everyone's pretty spread out. So it hasn't been difficult because I've learned how to travel while COVID is happening. I think that that is the big thing, though, is you have to learn how to travel. Yes, public restrooms being open is harder to find, especially in certain states. Also, you're looking at things that are typically open, but now they're open at a more limited capacity in some areas. Terry, thank you so much. Thank you. Wait. We will do something here. Here we go. I got some drink packets. They'll work like sparklers, okay? Imagine sparklers. This is my thank you sparklers. I really am going to work on this. Until then, it's just becoming humorous. But realistically, with the way that people are changing things and adapting, it's different from state to state. So when you're going in, you can't have a uniform like expectation. New Mexico is different than Arizona. Arizona North is different than Arizona South. Arizona South, middle of nowhere, is different than Phoenix. So you just kind of have to look at it as to what you're going into and then what your goals are within that space. I've noticed that there are a few museums that have been closed that I wanted to visit, but I understand. I could get mad, or I could be like, that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I will move on. You just have to realize that it's going to be a thing. It's not going to not be a thing. Certain states like California right now, for example, are starting to do more regulatory things because they're very congested in those areas. But when you get out from the city centers of a lot of those bigger places and get into the more rural areas, again, people aren't as compact, so the rules are different. That's with anything though. So I think that for me, because I've been traveling now since basically a little bit past the beginning of the pandemic, I've kind of learned to look for those things. And I know that if I'm going to a place that there's any question, I'm just going to go ahead and do a Google search and figure out what the rules are, like realistically. And I'm going to be respectful of those rules because, I mean, as much as some people get really upset whenever I have a mask on in a video, I would rather wear a mask and go to those places than to miss out on that experience and the value that it brings to me. So it is what it is. And so that's the answer to that. Understandable. Definitely. Oh, I love that you're a history nerd. That is awesome. So the history that I've been finding lately that I'm going to be sharing, super cool. You're going to like it. The things that I have coming out very soon. Oh yeah, you're going to be along for those rides. For me, I find that the history of the places, especially whenever you find a really good stop where there's someone who's super knowledgeable, it's awesome because typically whenever we look on at the world that we're in right now, we see what's at face value, and that isn't always necessarily what it started out to be. Like a lot of the places that I go to that are like old mining towns and stuff like that, you see them now and they're just nothing. But at one point in time, they were like, I will compare this to like, they were like DFW. They were like popping. They had people doing stuff. They had dance halls and they had restaurants and they had houses, and now they're like a speck of dust. So I think that there's a lot of value that can be had from watching those things and seeing how it started out here and how it became this, because at the end of the day, the people who were there had fascinating reasons for being there and even more fascinating reasons for leaving. And if we turn that into like the modern day scenario of, okay, are people going to look at us like 50 years down the line and think the same thing? Possibly. Who knows? I think history geeks have a great place on my channel because we can all geek out together. I get it. But yeah, that's why I deep dive into those places. I love science too. I think that my thing is I just like to learn. The minute that I stop learning is the minute I start dying. And I know that sounds super dramatic, but it's true. If we allow ourselves to like peter out and not continue to go forward, we really lack a part of who we're supposed to be. And I think that we're built to just keep going and keep learning and keep doing. And so that's why I really like to do stuff like that. Spiral Mound. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds super fun. I have a list, guys. The list for this particular outing is long. In fact, I was talking to Chantel from My Basic Journey today about what do I want to do after we leave out of here. And again, I don't know if I'm going to travel by myself, if I'm going to have somebody with me. So that will dictate that, but got some stuff. And some of the things are just like guilty pleasure stuff. Like I'd like to go to Salvation Mountain again. I haven't been there since, let's see, since my first trip. It was right after Leonard died. So it'd be cool to go and see it because he hasn't been there. He was the driving force behind it. So it would be very interesting to see how it has been maintained since that. Am I an only child or do I have siblings? I'm an only. I always tell people I was the first, the last, the best, and the worst. I think that's a pretty fitting thing. But yeah, so there's that. Learning about my family. That would be cool. So in my life, I would like to be able to, at some point, if I do, and go with me on this, I know. If I can ever ship my vehicle over across the pond, so to speak, I think it would be super cool to go back to some of the places that I have seen my little family name pop up and see what kind of people live there and what kind of history they have there. I think it'd be super neat, and to take everybody on the ride, because I know that not everybody's going to be like geeked out about, oh, let's explore the family tree of Bunny. However, it's not necessarily just about exploring my family tree. It's exploring the unknown. And I think that that would be cool. And along the way, there's some really cool history. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about a Route 66 trip. There's so much going into what I'm doing. I don't want to just do Route 66 like most people. I'm not saying anything bad about that because I think that it's fabulous that people do it, but I have kind of a little bit of a something different that I'm going to do with it that I think it will be really interesting, but it's a lot of work to make happen. So much work. So I've been currently putting all of those blocks in line too. On my face, okay, so cocoa butter makes my skin not great. I don't know why, it's something about it. I think it's the fragrance in it, in itself, but I use a CBD stuff and it works out super, super well, and it soothes my skin every night. I know, I have to do it. So I'm all over the place, as you guys can see. I'm a mile a minute, hence why I go at the speed that I do. But one of the things that I think that is kind of crazy is I have things planned out for the next few years as to projects that I would like to work on that are long-term projects. So as I'm putting those long-term projects in place, I can work on them physically as I go. And so it all makes it where at the end it'll mesh together. But again, a lot of work. But yeah, I think that that's the thing that I'm working on. I have that, and then my other big project that I just started on. That one is my passion project, that if I can get that one kind of started, I'm giving myself 6 months to finish it with the shooting part, and then I'll start the editing part, which will take a while. It's not a small one, guys. When that one happens, I'm gonna need a moral support pillow. I see you now, Deborah, on the go. The scroll keeps doing this weird jumpy thing. Absolutely. I think that's awesome that your parents took you out and did those things, though, because I have learned that that is what really inspired me. I think I can look back at my old home videos. My parents used to take me places, and it might not have always been the biggest place, but it was very impactful to my life as a whole, that it made me value those things. And I think that's important. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you saw the coloring book. I love that the coloring book it resonates with a lot of people because it's a van coloring book. And at the same time, it means a lot to me because I wanted to do something within my publishing and also share my joy of my van. So there's little my vans in there, and it's so fun. And I have some other projects again that I'm working on just to kind of put some more van stuff out there. I think that van people are underrepresented because for the longest time, people just considered them to be just like these vagrants who did nothing. But that's not the case. Like, there are so many van people who do amazing things. On the road, I have met a literal rocket scientist who worked out of a van, and I was like, mind blown. Like, that is crazy. I meet a lot of digital nomads who are accountants, who are doing things like they're programmers. They even do data entry on the road. You have customer service workers who physically work from their van. Artists, things like that. It doesn't have to be just like one thing. And I think for a long time, people only thought that people who were bumming around in a van, they had to just not be doing anything. But that's not the case. You have these wildly successful people who have decided that the value that van life brings them when it comes to experience is more important than sitting stationary. Because if they can do it in a van, then they can do it anywhere, and that's all that matters. And so that's the wild thing about it. And so more van stuff needs to be out there to represent our community in a positive light, as opposed to the negative one that was previously there. Right, that too. I mean, we all pay our taxes at the end of the day, so they still get their cut, but it's sometimes better to give the government their cut and then just to keep it moving and have the value behind that and take advantage of the lands that we actually physically do pay for. The nice thing about the Bureau of Land Management is that the BLM lands that they provide are physically for us all. That is what literally our tax dollars pay for, so that they can be there as outdoor recreational spaces. Thank you so much, Ninth Element. I have enjoyed chatting with you. I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. I can't talk. Wrapping it up soon, but I appreciate chatting with you. Oh my gosh, welcome to the channel if you're brand new. I'm a little crazy, just letting you know, in a good way. Yes, they're outside. They're having a little chit chat. I'm going to be joining them in just a minute though, but I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes. It's starting to get a little green in here. This is the nice thing though. This is what I like about these lights. So I've featured these lights several times on my channel before, but so this is my normal bright light. So when I have my door open, this is a good color for that unless it's buggy season, okay? And then look at this, here we go, boom. Blue light is better on your eyes while you're editing. So it doesn't hurt my eyes as much when I'm editing. So this is what we do when we're editing. Then we have this, which is a combination light. It's a red and a yellow, which makes an orange. So this is what happens when it's buggy outside. I open up my doors with this color and the bugs stay bugs at all. It's insane. But then of course we have the other ones. This is a nice bright color, kind of. It's like a softish tone. This is nice also for working, but a lot of times if I'm doing intense work, this is not where it's at. Oh, Kat, thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so again, let me go through. We're not finished. There's more. This is nice. This is nice. It's a different kind of blue. Then we have this, which has a little bit of orange, but it has a little bit of green. This one works okay for bugs, not the best. But then this one is my like daylight light. Still not completely white, but it's more white. So this is kind of my just like if I'm functioning in the van, like I need to cook in the van, this is that light. And then there's purple. I mean, who doesn't want purple? I'm just saying. But yeah, it has all of these different light settings on here, and they're fabulous because it just kind of gives you a different vibe for how you're feeling, and you can physically set your tone. Red is awesome. However, red is the color that I use. Wait, I'm on the multicolor. Hang on, wait. Okay, so whenever I use red, red actually becomes like invisible basically. So if I'm at a truck stop or something like that, I don't want somebody to be able to see into my back end as much with my curtain. If I put red on, it doesn't visually show any kind of light bleeds out the sides, even when I don't have my finishing magnet on the side. So red is good for that. So there's that. That's my light seminar for today, guys. But we're back to green where we're an alien. But yeah. So that's kind of why I like the colored lights that I have. I've had several people ask why I didn't just keep with like puck lights and just use like a bright white, but that's the reason, is because these actually can function in many capacities, which is kind of cool. I'm having such a good time. Travel Snacks, hi! Travel Snacks, I have a question for you actually. If you hear me, do you hear me? Are you still in the desert? Question mark, question mark. You're having trouble with your Jackery? Is someone there that can help? No one is here from Jackery. It's not an official event where there are vendors like in that capacity. They're independents who are out here. And so the Jackery people are not present. However, if you're having a problem with your Jackery, I do advise sending them an email to their customer support, telling them what's going on, and they are very prompt usually to get back to you. If you have recently purchased it and you're having issues, they will likely try to troubleshoot, and if they can't, they'll just send you another one as long as you have your proof of purchase. I know that's what they offered for mine, but it came to not needing that because it was just like literally a faulty cord I plugged in. You're here? Okay, so if you're in the desert, are you gonna come and see us? But yeah, like it's definitely with Jackery, because Jackery has amazing customer support. Like I have been blown away by how fast that they were. And I purchased my Jackery, I don't know, I've had it for a bit now, but I purchased my Jackery and everyone had said, it's the best, it's the best. And I have tested it out. It's very good. I do have a couple of other power stations that I also really like, and I'll be actually showing you those on upcoming videos because I want to like fully expand on why I like them and what the value of them is, because I know not everyone has Jackery money, because Jackery is not the least expensive. But at the same time, I wanted to find valuable items that could bring value to everyone watching, and so that was important to me also. But I definitely recommend Jackery for sure, and if you have one, it's because of that customer support. I'm just saying, it's fabulous. Okay guys, I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes and then I think we're gonna be wrapping it up because I can hear everybody laughing and the sun is going down and it doesn't appear to be windy, so my face might survive. It has been a wild time out here in the desert for sure. So since I'm going to be wrapping it up pretty soon, I am going to try to hop on again, do like an impromptu live at some point in time, maybe while we're still out here, I'm not sure. Otherwise, I'm going to do one for sure next month, and I'll try to give a little bit more warning on the February one. But impromptu kind of worked today. It was really super fun to come out and have a good time. Oh, you're in Palm Springs? No, we missed you. Oh, you're going to be at a gathering though in San Diego. Fancy. I like that. So we need to link up at some point in time. I'm not sure what's going on in our weird world, or how long you're going to be around, or how long we're going to be around, but definitely we need to link up. Someone suggested that we link up and connect. So definitely we will. We'll figure this out. And I'm not going to be green at that point, I hope. But no, seriously though, guys, I have enjoyed coming out to the desert and then being able to share a little bit of the experience with you guys, just chit-chatting. But I will be sharing the full experience whenever I physically put out my video, and I hope that you guys can see what the differences are that I've been talking about a little bit, and that you get to enjoy it a little bit. I think you'll like it. Also, if you guys have any other suggestions of places I should go, as always, leave them for me either in the video or in another video so I can kind of add them to my list. I've been adding a lot of things to my list and checking a lot of those things off also. And again, I think you guys are gonna like what's coming out. I'm super excited. But I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go join them, and I'm gonna put some stuff on my face because, again, we need it. Thank you guys. Bye.